be fishing in a minute. I just want to use up. Yeah, I'm not going back down there. I just want to use up the dirt that I got. This is what I was doing earlier today. Um, I don't. I just kind of wing these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one here, I'm kind of sort of burying this right now, and it might get buried permanently. I don't know, but I got UFO Witness, I think, on. Uh, when I was streaming earlier, I think I might have been watching. It was whatever was on right before because Sci-Fi had Lord of the Rings coming up. Okay, they're all gone. I'm kind of working my way around. I got more of this done yesterday after I felt a little better. And see, I can keep doing this stuff. Like yesterday when I had to quit, I can do a little bit more as long as it's something simple, and I can always fix it later if I fuck it up. But I was starting to, if I'm not going to be able to coherently talk, I might as well get off the stream. I'll take another look at it like I did yesterday as I go by. I got my fish. I forgot to do my fishing hat yesterday. I got done. I'm like, oh my god, it was dry. It was washed. It's dry. I found another one. There was this one here was in this room, and I found it. And then the other one I found by the back door. This one was the one I think my dad wore, and then the other one is the one my mom wore. And I got that in the wash right now. the sweatpants I got, I have finally. I swear to God, I thought it was the sweatpants when it first started because they'd slip down. I'd pull them back up. They'd slip down. Well, I don't think it's the pants because I put on some jeans the other day because it's getting a little cold out there for shorts. Well, when I bought those things, they fit comfortably, and then after I got them, I'd say a week or two later, they were real tight. They still fit, but they were snug. And I'm pretty sure I've just lost enough weight. Now my gut isn't going down. That's fine. Not much I can do about it. But my butt and my legs, and I thought they were swelling back up. I really did. But they're smaller apparently because I put those jeans on and it's like holy shit. And I'm sitting there thinking, God, if these were any looser, I'd have to have it. And they slide down a little bit while I'm out there. But if these things were any looser, they'd be fucking falling off. And even, I'll be honest, even if I had the money, even if I had a lot of extra money, I don't think I'd buy anything because at least until I find out if my ankle's going to get better. Because if I get up to where I can get around like I was before, my butt's going to probably bulk up a little bit. But I sit around a lot with my feet up. Because like I said, that one day I was really worried because it hurt. I did a little too much, and then when I went to bed, I took my slippers, my footwear off, and I needed to walk over to put my socks in the wash, and I thought I broke my foot again. My foot did not hurt that much the whole time, so I was really light on the pain meds, but it fucking hurt. More, at least I noticed it more than when it was broken, but I was on the pain pills then. And but the next morning it was fine. So it was either I did too much on it that night or it was swelled up with blood. And but in the morning it felt fine. And a lot of that is because when it got cold, I quit icing my foot because for anybody out there, unless I can move my computer down here, which I would like to do eventually. I just don't have room for it. Like, one, getting it down here would be a bitch, and two, even if I did, I don't really have a good place to put it where I'm streaming. So I'm without a computer, and it's probably when my streams are looking better because I'm noticing that. So maybe it's a good thing I don't. But I cannot see. I really wish that Xbox would put a chat overlay in here. If they have, I don't know where it is. Because I'd really love it if I could see the chat, even if I couldn't make it out too good because it was too small. It'd be nice to know somebody was chatting and I could respond back to them. But oh, I forgot to show you guys that. I found a really cool cave over there. I just found it the other day, but I was kind of pissed off here. I'm like, man, I didn't put my hat on. I streamed for a while. I streamed a good amount. I'm gonna be doing like I think I'm gonna try and whenever I do it, I'm gonna try and be on the on stream here. But I'm doing a little more of these fishing things. And yesterday I got Unbreaking 3, Luck of the Sea 3, Lure 3, and Mending. Like up until I got this one, I had like Luck, LOS, and Lure like 2 and 2 or 3 and 2. I did not have both of them at a 3, and I got that yesterday. And I gotta look. I might have to buy another one. But I was over here yesterday, and somewhere after I got done fishing, I noticed my hoe was missing, and I might have thrown it out in the water. I don't know, but I noticed my hoe was missing, and I figured it'd be in the fishing things. I figured it'd be in those fishing things. I figured I threw it out into the chest when I was trying to get rid of my fishing gear, and apparently it isn't in there. I didn't see it anyways. And okay, I'll have to buy a new one. I didn't do it on purpose, but oh. If I wasn't doing a stream, what I've done with these is what I'll do is I'll stand like all the way around this. Like I'll put one here, one here, one here. I'll have that guy in the middle, and I'll border it with 4 boxes. Like if this one wasn't here, I'd put one there, one there, one there, one there, and then I would jump in with it and I'd cover it up and put a lid on it so I didn't have to worry about phantoms. And I know, and you can go take a break, you can go get a soda, you can go to the bathroom, whatever, and you gotta wait a little bit until it grows up and you collect the scoot. Because the thing with these guys is there used to be a glitch where they could vanish on you and you wouldn't get the scoot, it would vanish, or if you're not around, the scoot would vanish if you didn't pick it up right away. So oh well. Well, at least for now, I wish that thing would drop off faster. At least for now, I'm going to be fishing a little bit more because I need some mending books. I don't even think, like, I would be happy with one. I would absolutely be happy with one. But and I've tried. I hooked a piston up. Though those villagers are kind of screwed up right now because no matter what I do, there seems to be certain ones where the villager breaks his connection with his workstation, and then the newer ones I'm raising up, they're fucking up. Like I'll have a guy that I've already like trained. Some of them are those toolsmiths that I got maxed out. I got one of them maxed out, and what happens is so I just finally broke the block and threw it in a chest. But he keeps breaking his connection with the box, and I think I might be able to fix it. I don't know, but it's a pain in the ass. It should not be that hard. I'm gonna call that a glitch. I don't care if they call it a glitch. I'm gonna call it a glitch. Once those things are linked, like, and here's the thing: even if they're not linked, if you've got a chest that's behind walls and fences and gates, and the only one that can reach it is, jackass number 1 standing right next to it, that should be his workstation. Or you should be, just like you can have 8 people playing on, they can all use the crafting table. Those villagers should all be able to share crafting tables or workstations. They should. I don't know. I don't care. I'm going to call it a glitch. I don't care if they do or not. That's their problem. Hope everybody's having a good. Okay, the sun looks like it's starting to go down now, but and if you guys, I don't know where you're from, but we officially had our first day of daylight saving times. We all had to fall back. Just remember, spring forward, fall back. And I gotta be honest, it's just another thing to really be disappointed in all leadership in DC. If I'm not mistaken, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, one of my family members, my mom, She had mentioned, that, oh well, we won't have to do the daylight savings time anymore, because she had heard on the news that Congress had, oh, we're not going to need it anymore. And the only reason I care, I could give two shits other than this. The only reason I care is the cats don't use clocks. Cats use their stomach. And what happens is, like today, when it's, you know, 3 o'clock because we've fallen back, my cat thinks it's 4 o'clock. And 4 o'clock, 4 to 5 is when I feed them. If I'm up and mobile, and a lot of times I gotta pee. Then there's sometimes they get fed earlier if I really gotta pee. Because there's days I get up and I tell her, I go, look, you're gonna get your breakfast early today, because if I get up at say 2:30, 3 o'clock, there's days I'm so wobbly. I'm not sure I'm gonna feel like getting up again at 4 o'clock. So I'll feed but now like the last couple days, I felt fine. Some of the days I didn't even take the walker into the kitchen. I was close enough to grab a wall or a chair or something, so I didn't need that. But there are days where, and there's days I wake up and I tell her, I can't go yet. Give me a few minutes, and she's pretty good about it. She's a lot nicer about it than I really expected her to be, because she's pretty good. She's a good cat, but when she's got something coming, she expects it. And she's been really cool about this. She really has. And so but like every year we go. Now I'll tell you this: the cats don't mind springing forward. When their stomach is telling them that they're getting their meal early, that's fine. They don't mind, but they do not like having to wait. And to be fair, their stomach knows when it's time to eat for the most part. So, for them it's kind of torture. And I don't like it. That's the only reason I give a shit about it. It really is. Um, it just, normally it's just not that big of a deal. You change your clocks twice a year, no big deal. But they said it. I didn't pressure them. I wasn't lobbying them. And they announced it. Well, then this year I didn't think we were supposed to because they made a big deal. And this was the weird thing. This was absolutely the weird thing. When this happened last year, I got a hold of we had just lost our mom. The cats lost grandma, and me and my brother, family, we'd all lost our mom. She passed away last year in October. And so a month or so later, after she died, when this happened, I wrote him, and I wasn't a dick about it, but said, hey, look, I know this maybe isn't a big deal, but, the news was reporting you guys said last year, because I heard it from my mom, we told the cats we won't have to do this daylight saving times crap anymore. And I go, what the hell? I go, you guys shouldn't be telling people this is the way it is if you're not going to get it done. And it was within a day or two. I think it was the next day. Chuck Schumer, but the Democrats had made a big deal that they were going to get, daylight savings done. And they passed it in the Senate, I think. They said, because I looked at them, I'm like, what the hell? I thought this was a done deal. Again, they made a big deal. They said, we're going to get this done. I don't know who screwed it up. I don't. And, but it sounds like if I got it right, it sounds like they passed it in the Senate and not in the House. And anyways, they passed it in one of the branches of the legislature, but not the other. So it was never able to be sent to the president. And it's like, what the hell? If you guys are this incompetent that you can't get the little shit done, how can we expect you to get the big things done? This is like a no-brainer. This should be something you guys can basically do on autopilot in your sleep. It's really not that important. It would just be nice to my cats if once a year they didn't feel like they were getting screwed over on their meals. After a while they'll get used to it. But the first couple days are kind of shitty. And then the other thing is, I cooked a turkey breast today, and I mentioned to her that when that turkey, because she saw me messing with it, and I didn't I didn't realize it at first. It was around 9 o'clock, and she and I had told her that I was cooking turkey, and when it got done, she could have some if she wanted it. Well, the thing I've noticed, and I think it's in some days, sometimes when she's doing it, it's kind of cute. When I tell her she can have something that I'm cooking, she'll sometimes sit where I normally eat, like where the plate is, and she will sit there. And like today, it was 3 hours and it was only a couple times, but every time I went into the kitchen, she was sitting right there at the end of the table where my plate usually is, just looking at me. And then she'd start talking to me. She was not being a bitch at all. She just talked to me. And I told her, I go, look, yes, you can definitely have some, but you gotta wait till it's cooked. And I go, it's gonna. And because I was in the kitchen when I did this, I was in the kitchen when I flipped it and put the potatoes in, and then it was time to eat the next time I went there. But when I flipped the turkey, that she was really clocking, and she's like, you told me you'd share, and I go, yes, I will when it's done. But I told her, I go, it's going to take like another hour and a half. Well, she came in and bugged me a little bit, but she didn't start bugging me until you could clearly. I'm like not in the room where I was. I could smell the turkey here, and she's hungry. She feels people are messing with, and she's blaming me. She doesn't know it's not my fault. It's Congress's fault. If cats could write letters, I would get her to write a letter to Chuck Schumer and ask him what the fuck is going on. And then they can ask that howdy doody looking motherfucker that's Speaker of the House and have him find out what's going on. But cats can't write, so there you go. And the you just cats can't write, so I guess we're just not going to have a resolution to this. And but see, I wonder because there was somebody that I wish I could give credit to whoever it was, but there's somebody who's talking about either changes that have already happened or changes that will be coming up. But like one of the changes, like right now, there's a lot of randomness in like armor villagers. The villagers that you can buy armor from. Well, the way he was talking in the future, um, you will have a lot less variation. Like he had a term that he was using. I don't know if it's exactly accurate, but like if you have a certain type of villager, they will have this type of armor. Like like a certain village biome will have uh, protection armor. Another one will have armor piercing, and so on and so forth. Uh, and there's one of them that he said that would have mending armor when you get that cracked. And I'm wondering because if you messed around with it, you used to be able to get mending in a tier 1 slot. And I would think that they're not going to let you get mending. If they're doing that with armor, you're probably not going to be able to get a mending villager in the first tier 1 slot. Because I've seen it where you can get mending first, second, or third tier. And I got a feeling they're going to make it so that, the mending comes in tier whatever and later, not tier 1 as you're leveling them up. And I really, because after I saw that video, I'm like, well, I ain't going to really bust my ass anymore on this. But I really, among anything else, I really need some mending villagers, and so I'll be doing a little bit of this. And to me, if they fucked around with fishing, I don't really see how that's good. Uh, Because that would kind of be annoying if you can't get the if you can't get the mending villagers anymore. Oh. Well, while we're in the water, let's go. I'd like to get a couple more javelins or whatever they're called. The tridents. That's what they're called. Oh. Oh, cha-ching. More money, more money, more money. I think I got 3 of them now. Well, if one of them's still there, I had one of them that's up there in the kill chamber for the pillager outpost. And yep, I got 2 of them. The other thing I gotta do, and you might be able to get a mending out of this, but oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. I thought I drowned him. It's like, what the hell? Where's the beef? Yeah, I think I got a looting 3. That was one of the. I did get a looting 3 book, so I got that going for me, and I put the looting 3 on my new sword. But I really need mending on all my gear, but I really want them for the trident killers right now. I need at least 1 for a trident killer, maybe 2, so I got a backup. And because otherwise I'm only going to have a trident, so I'm not running that kill chamber, and I really don't want to run it until I've got until I got something else finalized and built. And I might do that after stream. I just got to be clear-headed, because I've noticed it before with what's wrong with. There's certain things I just don't do right on here, and so I kind of want to be moderately clear-headed, so I got at least a chance of doing it right. Uh, Yeah, I thought it was funny though that day. I think it was when it was a cold day and I was grabbing my coat off the porch. I have to hang them up out there because usually I would hang that shit on throw it on the back of a chair or hang it on the back of a chair. Well, the problem is the cats will snuggle into it, and like I got a winter coat. When I get ready to go wear that, I am gonna probably have to wash it again because there's just like cat hair all over it. And the weird thing is, it's not down where you would think it would be near the seat. What they'll do is, if it's pushed up against the thing, they will lay next to it on the table and rub into it because it's got my scent on it. And then it ends up with all this cat hair up by the collar. And it was this way a couple years ago. It was really bad by winter time. And it's like, okay, gotta wash it. Yeah, sci-fi had the Lord of the Rings on, and after I got done eating lunch, I stripped the rest of the because otherwise I'd forget about it. I sat down and stripped the rest of the turkey breast clean, put it in containers. Later on, I'll put it in the fridge. And when I got back in, I had missed enough of the movie that I didn't feel like watching, or I would rather watch it all the way through. Yeah, no mending. Uh, oh, this thing's got impaling. Ugh. I'm kind of I'm kind of fading. I uh I might need a nap. I'm gonna probably keep doing this at least until I feel like taking a nap, and it might be 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. I'm not. I'm kind of fading a little bit. I thought I had enough of a break from the first one today. Hey, wish me luck on the lottery. Wish me luck on getting that mending book. Call to action. Write your elected officials at all levels and ask them to legalize assisted suicide for people like me that are sick and don't seem to be getting any better, and for people like my mom who died in hospital. I'm not saying my mom would have done it. I really don't know. She should have had the option. Watching her starve to death, watching her die of dehydration was just not fun to watch. The hospice people we had were excellent. They helped us every step of the way. They um, they helped us every step of the way. They were really great. Uh, but I think our elderly and our sick deserve better options. We're watching kids get killed, almost every week. We're watching kids, people get killed. You know, and if it just seems like we need it. Write your elected officials in Washington. Write the president. Tell them that we need the Chuck Schumer's amendment for UFO disclosure passed. It's going to get attached to the defense authorization bill. Tell them we need Christian Gillibrand's, unless they're going to be doing the same thing, then maybe. But we should have Christian Gillibrand's amendment for the intelligence authorization bill passed. Tell them to give no amnesty. They should just follow the normal plea deal agreements that you would have in like with any prisoners. If you got with any criminals, like if you got somebody that's fucking up and they come forward and they give up enough evidence and they give up other people, then maybe they can get a deal like Sidney Powell or some of the other people in that criminal investigation where they're basically gonna take a deal and they're either gonna get no prosecution or they're gonna get a light sentence. They're only going to get charged for certain crimes, not everything. That's the way it should be. If these people were doing this and it's illegal, then some of them need to go to jail. But work out plea deals under normal circumstance. Don't give them all amnesty. These were not good people breaking this law. And there's talk about they're working on a deal for your big military contractors, because the one Schumer has, they're supposed to go in and seize anything that's not from Earth. And the one reporter, now he's not an American, he's from Australia, but I think he's done an excellent job on this. He's got some background with copyright enforcement and that, and he's like, well, how do you take something from somebody if they paid for it? Well, it would be under eminent domain laws where they can just be compensated. When they freed the slaves, they compensated, I believe, maybe they didn't, but when they freed the slaves, I think they compensated. Like my dad, when they took some of his property, to put a bypass in, it's a big road that diverts big semi-traffic around town so they don't have to tear up our roads in town. They paid him for it. And the thing that I think you're going to find is that these companies, maybe they spent their money this time on it. But it's going to be a lot like with Trump. With Trump's fraud case that's going on in New York, these people were guilty of crimes. They were illegally getting assistance from the government. It was secret. It was private. It was not anything that was freely available to everybody. If it's not illegal, it should be illegal. And you're probably going to have a buttload of lawsuits to protect them from criminal and civil litigation. That's another thing they shouldn't be doing. If these companies out there were getting illegal deals with the government, then those government officials should be looking at jail if they're even still alive. But those companies should basically have to make amends for the damages that were done. And that's the disgorgement is what they're calling it with Trump. Any profits from fraud or other ill-gotten gain, those will be taken from him. Well, it should be the same way with these companies. And that whether they paid to pick it up after decades and decades of criminality, or whether the government paid for it early on, that stuff should not in any way, shape, or form belong to those corporations. It should belong to everybody in our country, if not the world. And they need to get to the bottom of that. People need to go to jail. Maybe some businesses are going to be impacted. Maybe some of these billion-dollar businesses, maybe some of the people that were making these obscene profits running them, maybe some of that money is going to have to be taken back so they can pay off people that lost a pension, or investors that lost money when the legitimate business went corrupt because of the illegal dealings at whatever these military contractors are. And really you can look at it. You take and I'm not trying to trash anybody here. I'm really not. But you take can't think of the guy's name. He's the owner of Skinwalker Ranch before Brandon Fugel took over. And I can't think of his name. But that guy there, when he got involved, he got like a $22 million contract to investigate paranormal stuff at Skinwalker Ranch. Well, right around that time, he started an aerospace company, started making like stuff for, I think some of it was done for the military. Well, part of that was so that he could investigate this stuff. Well, as soon as he started talking out of school about UFOs, he started losing contracts. These were not contracts that were gathered by merit. These were contracts that were clearly given as long as they were willing to do the government's business and keep things quiet. And there's a lot of him. I think they pretty much did him in. So I think he's been punished now. But he got punished for doing the right thing. He wanted to talk about this shit. And you take a lot of these companies, uh, they really need to go and have those illegal profits that they were given or earned and take them away and repay the people that were harmed from those the illegal unfair benefits they got from the government. So write them, but I think you can only write the people in Washington, because I don't think the state levels are going to have that much to do with it. We'll let them know we need that done. No amnesty. People got to go to jail. They got to go to jail. Just get her done. And hope everybody has a good day. Like I said, I'm gonna probably keep doing this, but I'm not gonna be that talkative. And if I am, I'm gonna babble worse than normal, and I don't want to inflict that guys on you. At least I got on this weekend with my fishing hat on. Peace out, and hope everybody has a good day.